Shout out to everybody here on this beautiful Tuesday. We already took gains in the trading group. Showed you how to get in last night, and we got out of the morning. We're able to get away from this volatility and take the money. I'm going to teach you how we did it as we start the show. God bless you all. Thank you so much. We already made gains, baby. My day is done. Man. Opened it at 8, closed it at 8. 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., baby. And we already paid. Not even stressing this price action right now. Sitting back pretty relaxed, waiting for more gains. It changed it up on you a bit there. See, it's interesting how when you change the music, it looks. But look, Bitcoin taking a bit of a move here to the downside. Forget about me. Let's get into price action. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, which is your time. Don't you understand? Your time is more valuable than anything in this world, and you sent it to the show. Thank you so much. Number one, I'm grateful for your time. That's the first thing I want to say. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at BTC. Let's see what's happening in this world. I'm going to tell you what we did in the trading group. All evidenced, all sit there, all time-stamped. We nailed it. We just sold the local top, and we hit it around somewhere a little above 70,000, and I'm going to show you how we did it, what happened, who made gains in the trading group. I just want to go, who knows what they're doing and traded with me last night into this morning and made gains? Who has no idea what they're doing? You're in the trading group, you're a beginner, but all you did is just did what I did. Put a 444 if you've never really traded much, you're in the trading group, but last night you got in, and this morning you sold. I just want to see if anyone's like kind of a beginner, and they just take, and they just do the do. Put a 333 if it's kind of, you're part of the system, you're a lifer, you understand. I just want to see if anyone made gains that was just kind of in the group, just took the trade. I like it. I see some 444s here. So we see some beginners that learned, and so that was one of the first times you've ever made some gain. Feels good, right? Making some money in your sleep, man. Bro, you just changed my life. What do you mean, Ricky Bobby? Love you, brother. 444 is still a beginner, didn't make the trade. Okay. He made $30. Hey, man, dude, people got wrecked today. Remember that. Your $30 is beautiful. That's you're beginning to winning. Hey, man, I can turn $500 into $100,000. To a guy worth $1 million, my $500 is worth like $1, right? So he'd be like, So your $30 is a lot of money when you think about it, because it's just not a lot of money to someone you think with no money. But with someone with no money, $30 in a third world country goes pretty far, man. It's crazy when we think about it. And, my greatest thing that I wanted to say today is whatever God has done for me, he could do for you. If you want to live your own life and not have a boss, he could do that for you. If you want to dress in fancy suits every day because that's what you like, he can do that for you. If you want to, create a radio voice and have a cool show and go live every day, he can do that for you. If you want to start a company of any type, from, food to whatever it is, he can do that for you. Anyway, let's jump on into Bitcoin. Massive dump. We just sold the top, kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder there. You can see it. I was looking for the 1 hour to reset. We were away from the 1 hour, 221 day moving average, looking for us to come back down. I took a scalp on the 15-minute this morning. We did hit the scalp too as well. Congratulations if you took the scalp. We got in right here. We got a nice 30-minute pump before this massive, nasty little dump here. You can see there's a head and shoulder there. It's not hard. It's not easy, but it's there. There's a head and shoulder there. You draw your neckline. And this is your measured move, that whole kind of move there. So let me do it clean for you. So you would find your neckline drawing a line right here like this. See? And I know it's like, but that's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It's messy. And it's saying, I've been seeing this pattern recently. They do a funky, a little weird, right? Caught a lot of people off guard because it looked like a pump and you had support and resistance. Whoever traded support and resistance got wrecked if they didn't move their stop loss to break even. So what I did here is I got in. I don't know if it was trader instinct, whatever it was. When we were up there, I was up $200. See, anyway, we made gains already in the trading group because last night we already traded. All right. Anyway, let's see if I can show you what's happening right now on the 1 minute. See if we can catch a trade in front of you here, just because I know you got here to kind of like, okay, Sam. But I am going to advertise the trading group and show you if you were in the group what would have happened. All right. Remember, we opened this gold trade. I believe it was on a Saturday or Sunday night or Friday. No, Friday. It couldn't have been, but somewhere Friday or Thursday or something like that. Maybe Friday afternoon. Might even been on the live. I can't remember, but it's open and it's still going. It's up 20%. We'll see where that goes. So what we're looking at here for Bitcoin on the smaller time frame. Lately, I've been having fun longing mostly. I've shorted a little bit, but longed mostly. We've had this kind of mini uptrend, or I've just been, my system is so good at finding the longs. That 21,200 just has been paying. So my system has been dang accurate. And the funny thing is, we've been hitting all our gains by Wednesday. Like Sunday night, we got into a trade, woke up Monday morning in the money. Monday night, we got into a trade, woke up Tuesday morning in the money. Both days, you would have got paid in your sleep if you're an East Coaster in America, or even on the West Coast, really. If you're in our hemisphere, you would have gotten paid basically in your sleep, mostly. Yeah. So congratulations to anyone that did that. So what we're looking for here is for a bounce off the 1 hour 200 moving average and a beautiful flag and the 21 to get tight. And I mean, this would be just... And so what I do is I project the greatest thing that I like. And if price doesn't do it, like it might make a right shoulder and come down. I'll do the same thing here. Once this happens, say this confirms a right shoulder and starts to break. I'll do the exact thing. Watch this. I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to flip to the 5. Flip the 5 upside down. And do the exact same thing. And see, because it will end up being a dump, right? And we'll end up crossing the 200 moving average. And then the 21 will come touch and we'll make a flag. And then I'll trade the bear flag down. It'll be the same trade as this trade here when you're getting into this flag above the 200 on the way up. Understand? Flip it upside down. So you trade the flag down or you trade the flag up. It's the same system. You're using the 21 on either side of the 200. Oh my gosh, your mind is just blown. Your mind should be blown right now. It should be like, I need an explosion pad. It's not good enough. That's not good enough, but that's enough, right? It's enough. We'll be like, whoa, we took you to the twilight zone just there. Brought you to another level. Brought you to another world. No. So let's take a look. So deeper in. So now what you're looking for is the reversal, the daily low and the reversal. How do we find that? We watch the 1 minute. We look for a bull div, which is bullish divergence. If you don't know your divergences, you will have to know them. Okay. I teach them once a month in a class, which should be out now. We're not smart losing revenue on that course because it helps people and it's, it's just part of the biz. We got to get that going. So support and resistance here, you can see because you came down. So you want to break through this. You want to see this bull div created. And what's going to happen is if you're bullish, if you're bearish, you're going to create so here. These are like the scenarios that are possible. And there's not that many in this geographical world we live in. I mean, geometrical world, because we are in a geometrical geographical world. But so shoulder had right shoulders, right? So this could break back up to this key area here. This is what you're looking for. This will be a slow grind. You can even hit X, shift, and go sideways once you're back on the plus sign. And it's going to tell you how long this will likely take. It could take 24 minutes, 30 minutes. If you're bullish. If you're bearish, this is just going to kind of continue to roll over in some way, shape, how. It'll end up making something like this. It'll make a descending triangle, okay? This is a continuation bearish pattern. This would be, a possible 50-50. Now, ascending triangles mainly break up, in a good uptrend, but when you're kind of battling with the low of the day, they can go either way. You see? And just, a lot of mixed signals. If the crazy thing about this war is you thought we had freedom of speech and all this, but who here can't seem to get any information about the war at all? You can't see who's with. I mean, both sides, I guess, are either not saying much or, you get bits and pieces here and there. Like you watch a conspiracy website and they'll tell you, Iran is demolishing everything and it's over. The U.S. has lost it all, And then you'll go to someone else and they'll tell you, we've destroyed 46 of their ships. They're in the mud. Like Trump yesterday said, he made a joke about how all their ships are in the, It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Not even a joke, but he was like, I asked them, why don't we take them? They're in good condition. Why don't we take the ships? And they said they like to bomb them. They said they like to sink them. It's funner to sink them, they said. It's funny, man. I'm not good at, for some reason, I can't nail him. Other people can do it. Let me tell you, they can do it, Trump. So good. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's going to be beautiful, special, stupendous, the best. You've never seen anything better than this. It's the best. Stupid people. Stupid people. Stupid people. Kamala. 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 Oh, I can't, man. It was crazy, man. shoulder, head, and right shoulder could get us out of this on the possible 1 minute time frame. So what I do is, for the last thousands of days, I've studied how the 1 minute turns into the 5, to the 15, to the 1, to the 4, and how all these time frames collide to create the daily low. And I've caught the daily low, I don't know, hundreds of times now in the last few thousands of days, and we've had a good time with the show, and even on the show. If you remember, before I started trading the 200 so much, because I just felt like it had so much better, it had just a better way of winning. I won more with it. You know what I mean? And it was safer, and it made sense. So I kind of switched almost all my strategy. You don't have to. I teach many strategies. I personally adhere to one of my many strategies more than others. Like I use Fibonacci, support and resistance, but the 200, man, I learned is just like, and the way the 21 and the 200 work together, like right there, that was it. Like, and what I like about my strategies is I don't have to wait a lot. Like some people could get in here, watch it, and that's a great entry to be at. You know, previous supporters, resistance. I know that you could set up for this. You know, this is actually, when I see this high right here, I'm already drawing the fib from that area, and I'm saying 786, fib retracement, previous resistance. I mean, boom. I could trade like that, right? Something like that. I could take no fib at all. I could take no moving averages. I could take them off, and I could just say support and resistance. And then even better, I could take none of it. I'd always use the support and resistance because it's nice. I mean, you have a nice resistance here. You have a nice bounce. But I trade this too all day long. Green candle next to a red one. I started trading that literally like it was checkers, man. And I'm telling you right now, it's like, because like I started looking at 1,000 indicators and 1,000 things. And then one day I just said, man, every single pump comes when a green candle goes next to a red one. I said, why don't I just buy that? I asked myself that question one time. I was alone and I said, I don't know. I said, why don't you try it? So I said, okay. I said, you got money, man. You can lose a little bit. You don't even need a demo trade. Like, and if you want, you could demo trade. I was like, put some money on the line so you can feel it. So I started doing it. I started hitting, man. It just like this one was, you could get in here. And so if you're not using a pattern, what's your measured move? I'm just looking for support and resistance areas. I'll look to the right or left and look for areas that, and I use the VRVP. The VRVP tells me where the order book is, and I use Bookmap. Bookmap will say, hey, so I guess, you know what I mean? I can order book trade. See, everything aligns. See, you get what I'm saying? You can never know what an order book is and use a Fibonacci retracement and you'd be pretty dang good. You could never know what an order book is and only use the 200 moving average and you'd be amazing. You can use order book in 200. You can use patterns you can use patterns then. A guy would have drawn this bull flag. A lot of people you don't even know anything about a pattern. We could erase everything from the chart. And this trade was viable. You could trade stochastics RSI and patterns and none of the other things that I just said. And just when you're low in the stochastics and you're near, in the patterns there. I added the 21 on the stochastic. Low stochastic, 21 on the boom. There's the boom, zoom, you know what I mean? I add it all, man. Like your subconscious mind starts taking in everything. So each day I teach a piece of what I feel is where my mind wants to go creatively because I got so many things to teach. We could sit here for thousands of days. It would never end. And because price action is always moving, we always have something to break down. This never stops, folks. This is a beautiful thing because it's the infinite force of life. Life never ends. Like we're on a journey, right? Scary thing is living forever and ever, but knowing that I'm alive, like it's kind of a scary feeling, man. Where was I before I got here? That's my question. How was I not conscious and became conscious with the day I was told I was born? How come I can't remember what I was before? You know what I'm saying? All these crazy questions. And if time doesn't exist and then I'm out and then I'm there with no time, like these questions can give you anxiety. I've almost like passed out thinking about this stuff. And then I have to take a deep breath and say like, I don't have the answers. God hasn't given my mind the ability, and I have to have faith and I have to have faith. And then I think of all the things that have happened in my life and all the crazy, things that people called lucky that seem to me to be miracles, man. And I realize that God has to exist, man, and there's just no other way, right? And I'm not saying any other thing I'm thinking God doesn't exist. Like you go to God, whatever it is, you live forever. But even that to me gives me anxiety because I'm like, my whole thing is being inside of a being. Like I'm a being that knows I'm a being. I'm going to be like this forever. Some days you say, I'd like to just not know I'm a being for a little while. And you say, well, that's what sleep is, but even that seems weird, you know? My whole point isn't that, but then you say, do you want it to end then? And you're like, no, I don't, because I want to live forever. So then you want to be in the state of being forever. And then that kind of, and you can go back and forth between that, and that can just, man, that's the craziness. Anyway, so now what we're going to see is if Bitcoin can make this move. And so before we get to the 1 minute, and so what I did is now what I didn't mention about all the things that I just said is time frames. I didn't break down time frame yet. All right. And really look at time frame. And that's another thing that people don't talk about enough, I don't think, because they're not truly aware of every little step in which we can kind of visualize time frames, right? But time frames are on a whole nother level, right? It's funny, like Bitcoin USD is just a weird chart for me. Anyway, let's start our top-down analysis like we do every single day. Bitcoin getting a nice bounce here. Off the low at 69,250. And again, that could have been, I'm looking probably the 5-second 200 moving average. It did, see. So every single time we get a move, we make a divergence, some type of, this is kind of an inverted head and shoulder. It's not perfect, but you've got this cup in the handle over here. You break out, you get the flag, the 21's above the 200. This is kind of in another flag. You would see for this to break out. This is the 5-second chart, yes. Treachery, if you don't know what you're doing, of course. Can you trade it? On some exchanges, I can trade the 1 second. All right. Yeah, see, that's supposed to break out. Your 21's above the 200, you get the move, right? Anyway, the point is, and then maybe if we get a real reversal, we can get a bigger inverted head and shoulder here. And this is the measured move. And you can just, so you break down the smaller world into the bigger world, but it leads into each one of themselves. Okay. So what happens now is the 30 second, and you can go to the 15 or the 10, all right, but it's like at one point, But what happens now is the 30 second needs to breach this yellow line. Otherwise, the daily it ain't happening. So what you can do is you can release this chart. What I like to do is sometimes duplicate it, flip the 30 second, okay, and then I'll slap this on just, I have 6 monitors. I'll slap it on monitor 1, right? And I know that the daily candle can't reverse or won't, hasn't bottomed truly or could have more lows if we can't get above this 30-second 200 moving average. And I know you'd look at me with strange eyes and wondered minds and say, what is going on here? What is this man saying? I've never heard such insanity. I've never seen this. Because it's the progression of time frames. It just has to be. This is a truth in trading that just has to be. This is every asset in the world. This is every single thing you've ever traded. It's how it works. I don't understand how. I can't explain why. I mean, I guess I can. It has to be some type of algorithm that's running the show. Some type of AI that's already been implemented a long time ago that understands, or is it just, and even it's not AI, it could be us, but we are eventually data processors. Today, I looked at the market and I processed the data and I went in and out of the market. I didn't have to use AI. I didn't have to, there's AI stuff and all that, but I didn't, my brain's truly capable. The markets aren't that complex that you need AI in my mind. Once you've done it for 10 years like me, I mean, you're going to start seeing which I believe what you're supposed to see, and it either makes sense or it doesn't. Once you commit to the fact that we're stuck in a geometric world, what does that mean? Let me explain. Math creates our universe, right? So you could talk about just a man sitting there in the desert. Before we made any computers or anything, math was controlling every aspect of many parts of his life, right? Whether he knew it or not. The way he walked, the angles of the body, right? The Fibonacci of the leg and hands, right? As Leonardo da Vinci so beautifully drew. So the whole point is this, okay? He didn't understand, but he was caught inside of a mathematical world, right? Eventually, someone made computers, and we did that through binary code and math. It's all math, right? From there, we continue to evolve, right? And then we make trading, and then we trade, and then we make numbers and financial systems, and people go in and out of trades. And if you understand that it's all, and then even human beings' minds work in math, I'm sure you could graph all the, the synapses, and I know you can, because they do it now, and they're doing Neuralink, and so you could actually graph emotions and graph movement, and you can And like you could see that maybe emotions hit the 618. Like you'd be surprised what they know about us through, through math. It's insane. So through almost everything can be translated into the math equation in which we live in. And then the geometric, like how everything has to be a circle or a square. Like there's no like some strange shape that doesn't make sense. Like we all live, you know what I mean? So it's the same with trading. Because we put time and space inside of these rectangles, which is crazy enough. Trading in it itself is stuck inside of a geometric pattern that can be then repeated when human beings do behaviors, right? So like, even if you call everyone says it's rigged, and my buddy likes to say, okay, it's rigged, it's great. That's why we win. Like, we know it's rigged. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I'm able to see that when we get above these moving averages, that's how I'm able to find a daily bottom almost every single time. Over and over and over again. Anyway, the point is, you can't leave the space in which we've made, and it makes up everything in which we do, and it's all here. It's all alive. It's all makes sense. It's all connected. It's amazing. It really is. Anyway, so that's another thing that fascinates me here about trading, because it never ends. It's a beautiful cycle, and it represents kind of you and me and even our mindset. It's mind-blowing. And that's why it teaches you whether you're greedy or in fear or, kind of, you realize whether you better, once you're in math, you're out of emotion. Once you're in emotion, you're out of the math. Amen, right? And so in trading, you better be in the math, because meaning like when you take a trade, look at it like a probability, and when you lose, look at it like a loss probability. You're a coin flip, man. You flipped the coin, you lost the trade. The key is to try to find something better than 50% if you can. I found my strategy. I'm in love with it. I've back tested it. I understand it. It makes sense. I'm willing to show it off. It makes me money in front of the public, enough for me to use it, at the right time. Timing is everything in trading. People don't talk about timing. And today is really like a clinic. I feel like we're just running a straight clinic right now. This is like taking a free trading course today, Timing. When you take the trade. How you take the trade. Entries are everything, my friends. Entries are everything. The best entries make the best exits, because when you enter clean and you have less drawdown, you have way less emotions in the trade just feels right. Feels like a bubble bath, man. I'm sorry to say. And I shouldn't say, I don't want to talk like that. Not every trade does. But last night's trade did. Let's talk about last night. Let's kind of break it down inside the group, because it's a really key point. And what we're doing is we're sitting on this 30-second chart right now. I'm giving you everything I can. So while I'm philosophically breaking down the art of trading, I'm showing you the art of trading together. Like we're compiling symphony or symphonic sound with symbolism right here. Like this is a beautiful. And you see how they both start with this SYN? Sin. It's interesting. So like everything is connected. It all is attached. Latin word and prefixes are brought inside of our Germanic language. It creates again, I'm sure there's math inside there. So we want to see this break out. You want to see a bit of like a parabola here on the 30-second, if you can. It starts to break down. It could be an overall, we could see some more downside today. Would I trade the 30-second? Sometimes, Yeah, I know, if possible. That looks like a decent trade on the 30-second chart. A lot of charts don't have the 30-second. I believe MEXC is the only one that gives me the real. I don't think I can get it on weeks. I think they go down to the 1 minute. They have a live interval. And I don't know if that's yeah, I don't know what that meant really. The 1 minute is getting tight here on MEXC. If you look at it here, see, we're getting very close inside of the range. Very, very tight. And you could say even the 1 minute is looking for a move back to the 200 moving average. I used to do this a lot and trade below the 200, and I got caught up. But you have to remember the 30-second is promising. These are symmetrical triangles. I didn't mean to delete that. Technically, this would be the key area that we're looking for here in the symmetrical triangle to the downside. Yeah. Little turmeric today inside the super shop. Why not, right? It helps inflammation. Turmeric is great. I take it almost every other day. Glass bottles. There you go, baby. And of course, my wife made the bone broth, as she shall. She's the best. Healing her husband from within. So, wow, then can we get, so you would look for this, something like this. And again, remember we talked about yesterday how the break above the 200 moving average. Remember, we went over this yesterday. Can be treated similar to how you trade the 200, the 21 moving average. I think I misspoke and called it the 200 there. If I didn't, okay, but the 21 here is the white line. I use the 21 and the 200. They're my guys. They're my peoples, man. They're my soldiers. My right and left guard. They tell me what's up. They tell me when we're extended. They tell me when we're in a good discount. They teach me when to buy. They teach me when to sell. Beautiful, right? So look, this is kind of mapping out somewhat as it shall. See, I'm just teaching you how to watch, how to make a reversal in a small time frame. So that bottom buy right there, 69,272, up nicely. Up dang near 1,000. Now, why didn't I buy the bottom? I already, I was going to explain that I already made a trade today. So I want to, if I make an entry, I want it to be like real, I guess I'm being kind of prissy when it comes to trade. I want it to be perfect. Bitcoin looking for $75,000. If you look at Bookmap now, Bookmap nailed its last red zone. Remember, it called for 65. We went to 65.5. It's now calling for up to 74. 75 starting up to, so there's big red up above us. What is Bookmap? Heat map order book. Showing us where the API orders are connected to Binance Futures, Bybit, OKX, and BitGet. And saying, hey, there's a lot of liquidations right here at 71.5. There's a lot of liquidations here at 74,000. So they created war. They created fear. They got it down to 60K. They mumbled it and fumbled it. And, I think they got a lot of people saying, I'll wait till it gets to 50K to buy, right? And it may never get to 50K. You see what I'm saying? I decided, and I told everybody here, that I have to go for the fact that we there's like a 90% chance in my categorically back-tested mind that, because that's the call is based on math. I've seen it. Every time this indicator went below 5 and the 2-week chart was below the 200 moving average. I mean, not below, the stochastics RSI were below this dotted line. Every single time I've seen that, my goodness, man. It's been monumental. It's been a bottom, an epic bottom too as well. So here we go. Now we're breaching my what I like to call my fun zone. So now we start to kind of pay attention here. For me, specifically, it's Tuesday, my favorite day to trade. Absolutely love trading Tuesdays. Alt T is going to be your fast. I'm hitting Alt T to make these real quick without going anywhere. Alt T on a Mac. If you want to make a line, a horizontal line, Alt H. Alt J is like a dart. It stops wherever you are. So if my hand's right here, my pointer, and I hit Alt J. If it's right here and I hit Alt J, you see? And then Control Z will just undo anything that you don't want real quick. You got to be quick with the keys, baby. If you want to be the line, on point with your trading, you got to be quick with the keys. You want to be able to really get into the nitty gritty, make it happen, see what's going on pretty fast, right? I'm the fastest kid in the game when it comes to the super chats, right? Nobody want to analyze your coin with more detail and less time. So look at this. We look for this sideways price action to move up to 71,500. If we can get us, what we're looking for now is this white moving average to creep up the price action. and for somehow the price action to stay inside of a flag, if possible. It could, what I have even seen here is you just buy right now and it just takes off. I found there's a, if you wait for this to happen, you miss out on a possible massive pump that can go. That's the only downside to this. There is a con, knowing strategy. If you can't break down your strategy and say, hey, these are the good things about it that I love. Here's a few of the things that make it, because everyone's strategy can't be perfect. There has to be a few things in your strategy. Well, you know what? I occasionally do get stopped out when I do this, but I have a plan for that on top of this, What happens is you build buildings on top of buildings, right? Like, first you just have a small idea that you start with. You don't know Fibonacci, support or resistance. Maybe you know one thing that you learned from me, and you build from that. You continue to go. It's like one day at a time. You continue to add and add and add until it just starts to kind of explode. Next thing you know, you can see the markets in a different way. Next thing you know, you can trade anything. Like, I could teach you how to trade gold. I could teach you how to trade silver. I could teach you how to trade oil. We could do it all. I called the oil call way before it pumped. Remember I said, man, we should probably... And again, that was kind of simple. And now you could have taken profits and not even worried if it does go up to 150 or not. Because now 120 to 150 is okay. We already got 64 to 120. You know what I mean? It's like, we already got the double up, man. We got the bulk of the move. So anyway, tightening up here on the 1 minute. I want to see us stay above the 200 moving average. This is key. What will happen now is then the 5 minute will go to the 200. Wow, the 5 minutes well above the 200. That's actually interesting. And the 21's there. That's interesting. To me, that's a bullish sign because I could trade above the, So like, I'm going to take this scalp here for a possible short squeeze. After such a, they kind of shook everyone down. Can I get to 72.4? 72.400? 401, baby. Stop loss. I'm not taking the trade just yet. I just want to say I'm just going to look at it. Just peeking. I want to see everything that it could blend. If I went all in, where would we be at? We'd be at 2,000 for 7,000. So today we're already up. No need to push it. Already closed the trade in gains today. So I'm happy. Let's see here. 2 trades in gains. One was for $9. The other one was for about $7.89. So it was a beautiful take. Let's see. And we opened it up last night. I'm going to show you why we made the trade last night too as well. Yeah, this is just like when you're above the 200 and the 21. Just something about this 20, I really want to watch this, the way this is reacting here. We could pull that. A lot of times you got to just come tap this 21 or come close to it. So I hesitate right now for the entry. Could be a quick stop hunt, This is a gold trade. We talked about it many times. We will look at it in a second. Shout out to anyone giving me a super chat. If you're out there, I appreciate it. Let's take a look at it. Wow, why when I said that? What just happened? And I guess I should have been looking at the chat. My gosh. Dang, man. The second I said that, the trade exploded. So crazy, right? Like I was about to just snatch that. Because that 5 minute was telling me, man. Now it's pretty extended, but it's close to the 21-day moving average. Dang, now I have to go like way away from the 200. Interesting. All right. Stay calm. Just wait for the, wait for what I should just wait. Wait 20 minutes here. Stay calm. Don't chase. I might miss a huge pump here. But I got a trade cooking. I always got a trade cooking somewhere over here. But dang, man, what a move. And again, it's all about this 200 moving average. I'm telling you, it creates such an opportunity. Such an opportunity. It's so amazing. So we opened up right here with live trading because I didn't want to like get in, I knew there was going to be volatility. It's Tuesday, my favorite morning. We will do the top down analysis. I can't wait to do it. I know you're waiting for it. You're like, dang, man, no top down, right? Who here is waiting on the top down analysis? And let's talk about these super chats that just came in. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on here. Just supportive resistance lines can be amazing. Shout out to my man, Stack McChange of the house. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Here's Ricky Bobby 413. He gives a $100 super chat. He says, whoever here is contemplating to pay $99 to join the group, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you want to stop losing, join the group. My wife still believed in me and believed in the lifer and this group. Amazing, man. I joined the group a week ago. I gained back all my losses. Now in the green. Thank you, Lord, for Sam Price. Pay it forward. Philippines 413, man. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. And then he sent another one. You gave $300 of your hard-earned money. That's insane. You didn't have to do that. That is so special and beautiful. Thank you so much, man. God bless Ricky. Bobby, God bless your wife. God bless your family. God bless everything you stand for. I hope it's, sounds amazing. But I love you, man. Shout out to Bellico X in the house. Thank you so much, Bellico X. Always holding me down. Always got my back every single time, man. And shout out to the people that never, ever fail to be loyal to the lifer, man. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you so much. I will never give up on you. I will never stop showing up. I will continue to help others learn, whether they have money or not. I'm not going to deprive people of knowledge that God has given me. I'm going to have to spread it. And that is what it is. Dang, man, I just knew to jump on in, man. I had this vibe to just go in on that. Nice pump to the upside here for Bitcoin. This thing is just booming. And that when I saw that 5 minute above both the 200 and the 21, I said, man, my goodness, that's a sign, friend. Because I didn't even have to wait for it to touch. Usually I'm waiting, you know what I mean? There will be a slight pullback, but this is a beautiful pump here for BTC. Welcome to crypto, where it can go down in 1K in 4 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anything can happen. People think they're up in the short. Next thing you know, they're liquidated. I got liquidated. Nice move here. What I was looking for was the 1 hour to bounce too, though. Create some type of flag. Is it just going to continue to skyrocket to the upside? Is it like inside some type of rising wedge here that could just... Like you could say it's in this and now it's back inside and now it's going to go parabolic when it hits inside? I mean, I've seen stuff like that before. I have to really stretch my brain for this, but I've seen it. Like, this is the rising wedge. You leave it, but once you get back inside, it acts like a rising wedge, and then price just goes boom. There's a lot of news saying the war is out. It's a 1 week war. It's over. They sunk 46 ships, and it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So, like, again, whether that is the true narrative or not, it seems to be what people are believing in. And also, big news today for Bitcoin, really. I think that people really want to pay attention to. And, Bitcoin balance on exchange, it's an all-time low. All right? Like, it hasn't been this low since, 2017. This is crazy, man. And it makes me wonder, like, one day you might go to buy Bitcoin and you might not be able to. You might go to trade, leverage with BTC, and you might get, it might be different. It's making me realize, things will never always be the same. Look at this. We talked about this going parabolic. That trade was so money. Look at that. And again, it was the 30-second chart we were watching that gave you this move. And it did, man. It ripped. That thing went unbelievable. And again, you could wait for the 30-second to cross the 200. That's pattern trading 101 there. Just, low stochastics too as well give you entry. When the stochastics are below the dotted line, that's going to tell you the best chance to take a move. Did anybody take that trade? That's insane. I'm not that hungry today because I sold already, so I'm not as yesterday some smug beer was talking at me, so I knew it was going up. It's funny. What is Bookmap saying? Still didn't figure out how to set it up. Bookmap saying we're going up to 71.5 and then possibly up to 74,000. The closest red, though, is 71,500 for Bitcoin. It's quiet. It says that we're going further to the upside. That's what it says, yeah. I'm in the money, baby. Imagine a day where people just use hard wallets for crypto. Amazing. My bots took them trades. That's awesome, man. Missed a job, but gets up after the half of the rinse. Amazing. Was get my stop loss ready in pub, so I missed it. This thing is gone. Like Sayonara Senorita, this thing is gone. They are liquidating the shorts up to 71.5 as they said they would. And there goes Bookmap up to liquidity. And we teach you how to read Bookmap too here on this channel and how to watch order flow so you can get yourself in and out at the right places. Amazing how this works, man. Amazing. And there it is, man. A move like I've never, and I called it too. I said, right, a parabolic run out the 30-second chart. Unreal what it did. Unreal. And almost too fast even for me to snatch it up at that moment. And then now it's like, to me, it was chasing. I was literally about to press the buy button. I was a second away, and then that candle got too big for me, and it changed the risk. Massive move in the 5-minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles straight on the 5-minute time frame, demolishing the shorts. 71,100 holding for Bitcoin. And it's a new day for the BTC holders. I'm long. I went so long. I'm long Bitcoin spot, right? You know what I mean? I'm an OG Bitcoin guy. So when I see this printing, I see my net worth going back to where it should be. Back up, baby. And away from, the 50K zone. You never know. Maybe I'll have to deal with it again at another time, but so far, so good, right? This is a beautiful move today for BTC. Beautiful pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Love what I'm seeing here. It was the small time frames that rendered entry. 30-second chart really had to be used. 1 minute gave a pretty good entry too as well. But the 30-second was just gorgeous. 5 minute above the 200 and just absolutely just took us on a new level. I should be taking gains right now. It was seconds from entry. I don't know how I missed it, man. I had it all mapped out too. Dang, man, dang. It is what it is. I got to be grateful for the win that I already had today. We got in last night, okay? And I'm going to talk about what made me get in, looking at the trades. So last night, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and it was tough. I actually had to sit at my computer for like 40 minutes, and my wife was like, are you coming on? I kept saying, yeah, and then I had to tell her, no, I got to sit here. I don't see, I got to get it. I got to get it right. I don't see it yet. And there's 71.3. I mean, this thing says 71.5. It means 71.5. Bookmap is not playing around. Like, it's going to go get those liquidations, and it's going to get them right now. If you were short, it shows you your stop loss and tells you you're going to get taken out, and then people still short them. It's so funny. I love that I trade against the herd, and like, you wouldn't catch me short in that. I saw that we had crossed the 30-second 200, and we're blasting off. You can even enjoy just black. You can buy the cross of the 200 clean. It's amazing. It's amazing what it does and how it does it. I'm just absolutely amazed. Yeah, you trail the stop loss, and this could be amazing. I'd like to see this wick or just, even on the 1 hour, it's touching the 21 above the 200, which is my signal. Even the 1 hour there told you that was a pretty good entry. And if you look at anyway, so I like gold here. We took the gold trade, right? Gold's up. I gave that trade to the trading group there, right? The 4-hour deal, we're looking for it to go sideways and not lose the 200 moving average. Continue to pump, right? We're looking for this to kind of do something. It did dump immediately back down, then it pumped again, right? So then I'm saying, hey, this could either make a head and shoulder or it could bounce here. I said, we really kind of need a bounce here. If we don't bounce here, I said, it could come back down to the gap. So I'm looking for a bounce on that 15 minute. And I said, I'm looking for the bounce here off the previous resistance. Right? Patience. You do not know how to overtrade, but like that would be a legendary entry. Previous resistance right there would be support. You bounce there, right? So it made sense to me. To me, I didn't want to get in on the exact bounce. I just wanted to see it bounce. Boom. Then I said, watching the 1 hour 2MA, the Stokes resetting, you usually bounce off the 1 hour 200 moving average. It's a key place to get in, right? So if we get back to kind of what was happening, as we're going to take out that 715 area, I don't see how we do not. And we just get back to the 1 hour, though, real quick, and I show you where we were. We were right here. And see where we ended up bouncing? That was the perfect entry for Bitcoin right there. The 21 moving average. I can't tell you how beautifully it gives you the exact place to get in. Not just the place to get in, but like the exact place. Like it's no fib needed. You could put in some supportive resistance. You can do other things, but the 21, look, there's the 21 right there. It tells you the exact, when you whip to it, it tells you to get in. Or if you wick, and then you use the stop losses below the 200, you won't get taken out. I've done it like hundreds of times on this channel and not got stopped out, right? Would have done it right now. It's a shame I didn't get to ride it, but it's okay. Dear Lord, thank you for letting me teach. Help me be humble and be okay with not taking every single trade and be, my ego gets deflated because I don't get to show my gain and how great I am, right? So, but it's not about me. It's about everyone else. So let me just sit back and relax. And I can't always gloat on my wins. You know what I mean? So there you go, Sam. Sit there with your, in humble nature and be here to teach, not to show your gains. So there you go. I am humbled by my own reality today. So the 1 hour candle just closed, and it closed a very, very strong bullish engulfing candle above the 200 moving average. This is a nice deal. A real nice deal. You could say it hasn't broken out or it just broke out of this too. It's kind of bigger channel. Not amazing. I'm not in love with it, but it does get tight right there. So here's the deal. Do you chase right now? As everyone just got liquidated at 71.5, they nailed it. They flattened them. And Bookmap told you it's kind of like Pac-Man, like and it's gonna eat you up. Today was a beautiful way to how to use Bookmap. Like if you've ever not figured out order books and you're confused, it's like, well, if there's a big red above you, like right now when I zoom out, and I think too many people are zoomed in too. I'm zoomed out, so I can see now 74,000 is our next bigger target. That's likely going to get taken out just like 71.5 did. The key about Bookmap is you got to trust it just like you trust TA. You're not going to learn anything if you don't use it over and over again. Because some days you're just going to be in a state of mind where you don't believe stuff. You're just kind of And you're going to have like a systematic approach that's going to drill it into your head so you just don't waver. We're all different. We all have ups and downs. Some nights we have a great sleep. Some nights we don't, right? They push the clocks back and forth and all this nonsense. And nothing is ever the same. But what can be the same is your system and how you approach the market. And that's the key. I always talk about a buoy. It sits in the same place. It's kind of boring. Sits in the same place all day long. The buoy, right? You can go buy that red buoy if you ever live near a harbor or you're a seaman. But if you ever live near a harbor and you're out there on a boat every day, what? Why do my team do that? You guys shouldn't have hit that. Come on, don't do that. That's not right. But you're out there, and you see the buoy. That's that same buoy on the right every time. Red right return, right? And you're like, there we go. On my way home, there's my buoy. And the reason why you trust the buoy, and sometimes these are information buoys, but they're guidelines too, is because they don't move. And they guide you, right? They keep you from going off course. The buoy does. It tells you how to return into the harbor. It tells you where to stay away. If there's shallow waters, it usually wards you away from them. This thing looks like it's going to explode and take no prisoners, man. It's just like buy green candles and say, I can't do that. I'm like against it. I'd have to maybe get in on this flag on the first time we could get a decent flag above the 200. Which tells me this may be just a bigger move too. You have to understand there's going to be a day where Bitcoin does reverse completely and does actually start to make a move. What I did is I longed the monthly. Okay, right here, I long the monthly with a liquidation at about, what, 59,181, and I'm going to 117. You see this? So I got a long right there cooking on the monthly chart. I'm not going to look at it for weeks at a time. I'm just going to let it sit there. It's up right now, but I don't even care. You know, I just want to let it do its thing. See, you almost want to chase, right? If you chase, they're going to get a lot of people wrecked today because there's a FOMO now. I've been through it, so I remember my old emotions when I used to go at things I shouldn't have. And it doesn't work, man. It's not the key. This is the key. Stay disciplined and draw it out. Now let's do our top 10 analysis. It looks we have time. They hit 71.5. They nailed their area. They got the liquidations they were going for. They got to reset now for our next bigger move. But you can see the next block of liquidity has been located at 74,000. The stepping zone, 72.5, only $1,000 away. You can start to see what's happening here. Is this just going to rip again? Do I have to jump into this flag right here, right now, or get left behind to 74K? Is the 1 hour about to tear your face off? Or am I FOMOing in because I missed the beginning move? See, it's hard to say. But that looks like it's gone again, and I don't even have time to get in. I don't have time to do the show and to trade. I should have been alone trading today. You ruined me. My goodness, man. It's so weird. And both trades, too, yesterday were... You see, by the time I set this thing up, it's gone. It's not even letting you get to the 21. It's just gone, man. That 5 minute is treachery, though, so let's slow down. 5 minutes far away for the 21-day moving average. Let me cool off here and stop getting crazy. I'm going to put out my system on the 5. I'm going to calm down. This might be a nasty dump right back down. You never know. I'm going to say we got to catch back to the 21, and then I'll take another trade. But let me get my wits about me and not get emotional. Stay calm, cool, and collected at all times. Let's do the top 10 analysis for BTC. This will get me kind of out of staring at the small time frame. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 50 minutes of beautiful short squeeze pumpage. Short squeeze, baby. I mean, that's beautiful, right? You can't beat that. Anyway, let's take a look at the bigger time frames. Let's see what's happening. Let's whittle our way down and do a top-down analysis for BTC. First thing we see here is it's the first time the monthly says, I'm going to close a tweezer bottom. I'm going to close a green candle next to a red one. Maybe we continue to dump, but hey, you need one of these for any type of beginning stage of any type of reversal. So earlier this morning, I talked about it to my trading group. I went over it. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to do it. I got in with a stop down here below 59, you can see somewhere here, 59, 191 or something I think I was at. And there you go. 59, 181 is my stop, is my liquidation level. And we'll go from there. You see what I'm saying? Try to get all the way back to the upside. Would be an epic trade to 117. It could happen, folks. Right? I could easily get stopped out too. But I risked what I was willing to lose. And I think it was a proper risk. So there we go. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not a financial advisor. So the first thing I see is a possible tweezer bottom on the 1 month. That's it. I mean, it's just, and there's a lot of previous support and resistance here that's saying, hey, yeah, I mean, you whipped to it. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't even respect these. I thought you would at least respect that line. That to me is a bit odd, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. So you get that, and then what do we have here? You have these two tweezer bottom tops right here, which became a beautiful support. If you lose that, you can see you got 58 hanging. If you lose that, you got 47. But there's so much institutional money in here, man. There's a chance that they're in so deep that they like to buy, these lows are good enough. If they bought in through here, then these lows are pretty good to settle off. Michael Saylor just unstoppable. Continuing to buy more and more Bitcoin. It's just amazing. Today, CoinGlass shows the exchange reserves around 2.6 million. Bitcoin exchange reserves hit a new multi-year low. as strategy adds thousands. Strategy achieved Bitcoin yield of 1.2, generating a BTC gain of 87,826. 55 million. BTC gain is closest economic analog to net income on the Bitcoin standard. No one's been doing this, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin on exchanges hits an all-time low. Less Bitcoin available to buy. Supply will not keep up. See you at 500 grand. This could happen, baby. This is different than the other assets, right? But here it is here, 8 hours ago. Sailor has achieved a Bitcoin. No, but where they showed the buy, though. Oh, yeah, right here. The company formerly holds 738,000, 3.5% of the supply, man, after buying 17,000 more at 1.28 billion. Unbelievable. 500 million years to date. Reported 1.2% Bitcoin yield. Adding 7.8 thousand coins worth 551 year to date, with Execute chairman Michael Saylor predicting billions will drive a massive supply shock. While optimists see price surges ahead, critics like Peter Schiff warn of risk in Strategy's high-yield funding model. I don't see it. Maybe I'm a genius, or I don't think so. I'm a simple guy. But I see people that claim to be way, smart, seem to be smarter than me, have degrees and all this, have run hedge funds and all that, and they say he's going under. I don't see it ever happening. But I guess I'm also drinking the Bitcoin Kool-Aid, so it's a big difference between me and them. But I'm just studying the history of money. I'm not going off of the volatility of today. I'm going off the truth. Like the truth in the Bible is the truth today. Like, it doesn't matter. Like the same stories, permeate through time and space. Anyway, beautiful day to be alive. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. When Bitcoin does hit $1 million, it will be crazy how much they are pointed at, So, and then you can see kind of just talking about what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. So nice that I didn't chase. See that candle? A lot of people said, oh my God, I can't handle it. That's called the chase candle. They ran into it, and they almost got me to run into it. And I do this every day. Thank God I have my calm energy chilling, and I'm just focused and just, on the dime. The reason why I didn't go overboard today is because I already traded. So we didn't finish, but last night in the Discord, I saw an opportunity on the 4-hour time frame. Let me show you where it was just so you can see the trade. All right. I am taking a swing trade on the 4-hour. I am long right now at 8:49 p.m. Target was $74,000 to $76,000. Stop below $67K, right? I sold early. I woke up. I was in gains. I didn't like where price action was going exactly. I actually didn't sell early. I just moved my stop to a place where I felt comfortable, and they got me for I think it was, let me see exactly what it was. And I must have been up dang near over 1,000. 788. $788 dollar bill, yo. Okay. In at 69,252, out at 70,292. So I kind of sold a little early there for Sheezy. Could have made an extra grandito, but it is what it is. It's cool. Since I've been getting off the medication and getting my mind right, I've been smart by just getting myself back into trading and not, because what if I just open up these crazy positions and you know what I'm saying? Because I get all excited. That's why I bought so much spot, because no matter what happens to price, I take a deep breath and I say, Sam, you're covered, man. You bought Bitcoin in the heavy fear, brother. You did what you had to do, and you didn't sell coins because, big positions in Solana just because the market wasn't looking perfect, So this is good. I'm not in a trade right now. We could continue our top 10 analysis. So the monthly looks beautiful. If this can close as such, we'll see. It is just 1/3 through the month. We'll see where we end up. This has been the cycle of great expectations that don't seem to play out. So, hey, I shouldn't say that, right? I should just be positive all the way, but I gotta, sorry about that. But I just gotta be honest, you know, we've got a lot of bumps that didn't turn into exactly what I was looking for. So we will see. Only time will tell for sure. All right. And let me get situated over here. Anyway, God bless everybody in the world. I hope the least amount of civilians are hurt. Even people in war, you know, people that get pushed into all this, all the different people out there, the soldiers, the young people. I want the least amount of Americans, Iranians, you know, people in Israel, everyone in the world, no matter who you are, you know, from Lebanon all the way. And I know people are going to say, how did, you know, and, you know, I just want the whole world to somehow heal at one point, if possible, if it's possible. Some people say impossible, too much. We're divided by, but I just don't believe, I believe through love and light, we can all find a way somehow, right? 2-week chart, going to form a bullish engulfing candle. I even talked about when the 2-week chart was halfway up, but we could just jump on in with the stop below here. There's gains right there to be had. You know, it's like, it's fun to trade candle bodies. I'm telling you, it's freeing. It's less stressful. And you're usually, you know, and the stop loss is usually pretty close to entry. So you're, you know, you're taking a shot that is the bottom. You're basically, you know, you are trying to technically catch a falling knife, I guess. But the pretty good odds that you might be doing it. So this 2-week chart looks pretty good. And again, if this falling wedge breaks out for Bitcoin, you get this measured move here. This wick to this wick. And, you know, it could make a double top, but it does say you get back to 120,000 by September. And it means we have a fun summer, folks. And maybe it's not so boring this summer. It might be, remember when it might be a hot summer, man. And now the weekly candle looks beautiful. Again, it's only Tuesday. I wish this was like Saturday night, man, because every time we have a green candle, like this one looked great. It didn't turn out so great. So we'll see. Can we achieve greatness? It could, you know, this could be the one that goes all the way. My thing is this, man, you're above the high volume node. You got a gap of the VRVP telling you that 89.90K is your destination. You see? I mean, I don't need a heat map order book. I don't need coin glass. I don't need anyone telling me this. I mean, look, that you're above this, you're below that. This is your order. And look, I mean, ICT, if you're an ICT guy, look at your beautiful, I mean, you got a gap the size of Honolulu. Over here. I mean, isn't that your fair value? Isn't that where you're going? Am I wrong? Did I do it wrong? I don't do this stuff. I'm not an ICT guy. But is anyone a smart money constant? Does that make sense to you? Or am I just talking out my mouth? Which is the only way I can, you know, I'm just, you know what I'm saying. I think we might get a sell in May and may go away of the bear, but I know nothing but my own ignorance. Amen. Well, he'll soon someday. Bitcoin will go up. Sammy, we love you. I love you too, man. Candle bodies are simple, but maybe the best strategy. I'm telling you, man, I started hitting them. And you know, people don't want to teach them because they want you to pay them tons of money. I just want you to understand that you can do this if you just show up every day with me and push yourself. We can get there together. If someone told you to grow with 100 USD capital course after paying 1 month, then a capital to flip based on your strategies we are following. Anything is possible, my friend. And we even have another zero liquidation strategy with a little bit of money that helps pretty nicely. It does cost a little bit to learn that, but it's how you could flip, you know, but it depends. Wait, take a look at the 5-day chart, the 3-day chart. 5-day chart looks pretty good to me. 3 white soldiers in a row, getting above the resistance. You know, could be a breakout instead of a bear flag. Possibly. I mean, you never know. What I'm looking for is a giant inverted head and shoulder. This would be grand. You know, June of 2026, we get to the all-time high, or you know, August, somewhere in here. It could happen. Again, we could also 2 days turn red, and this just dumps, and we're down at 40. I just want to let you know, like, we're still in a downtrend. You know, I'm not rejoicing yet. I'm not telling you. This is how reversals begin, though. At least we have the beginnings of what could be. That's why I opened up the long-term trade, because I realized in trading one day, it hit me. I said, you have a chance to do it or not to. You either hit it or you don't. The gold trade continuing to rip there, up 25% now, and Bitcoin stabilizing on the 5-minute time frame. showing signs of eventually consolidating above the 200. That could be our entry for a move up to 74,000. There could be more gains today to be had. Bookmap suggests that we're not done yet. It wants 74,000 and it wants it bad. It's really starting to say yes. So Bookmap came through today so beautifully with that $71,500 cachet. And again, you could even done it if you were just looking at psychological support and resistance. These wins are great, right? But the wins are great with friends. Celebrate with each and every one of us. Go to the link below, and it's the first link below in my video there in the description, and go to Bitcoin Las Vegas. I'm telling you right now, I'm in Florida, really some of the furthest away, and it takes me 4.5 hours to fly there. The flight is very inexpensive, and the accommodations are inexpensive, and the time is unforgettable. So you can get a pass here, okay? You can and use the LIFER code, LIFER, and get 10% off, okay? In 3 days, this will go up. You can also get your own hotel deal together with it. It's already packaged together. It's awesome. So jump on in today. Go to Bitcoin 2026.b.tc, or just hit the link, right? Which is easier. When you jump on out, hit LIFER code, hit the code LIFER, man, and you're going to get that discount and be under my umbrella, right? I do get a slight commission for that. Jump on in. You can get a general admission, a pro pass, and a whale pass. Okay. So check it out, man. And look at the speakers. We got Michael Saylor, Paul Atkins, David Bailey, Michael Selig, Cynthia Loomis, of course, Adam Back, Matt Schultz, Fred Thiel. A lot of people there, man. Blow your mind. And way more than that, right? But they're just getting started. Jump on in today. You could partner with them, sponsor, do whatever you want, get boost going. It's a pretty good deal, man. Have some fun. Be a part of the journey and see it. When you're there, it's way different. I love these events. Despite my foot, I asked the doctor first thing, can I make it to Bitcoin Vegas? He said, you'll be fine by then, and you'll be far more mobile. I was so excited to hear that. I jumped for joy, folks. I jumped for joy. We take a look at the 1 minute time frame. Okay, it is started. It could be a legendary entry here. There's some support and resistance right here. If we get back above, right there even. Some nice resistance that we seem to have bounced off of, and we could kind of use that. It works on smaller and bigger time frames. The bigger is the better if you wait for consolidation. But as I showed you, this thing launched today. I missed out. And that is the weakness of my strategy. Look, no right shoulder, no nothing. Just gone. Again, I do tell people you can buy the 200 moving average, though. You can. I find it a little more risky, but man, it's been money. It's been money. It's a really great strategy to continue to use when you're a beginner, too, because you need something that stands out, that's bright, that's easy. A bright yellow line. I mean, what else is better for you? And you're saying, Sam, I can use one indicator, folks. You don't need to have 1,000 things. You don't need to know Fibonacci. You can begin to learn all the next stuff, please. It's good to know that it's good to be in the know. Hang out with us, become a trader. This to me is still kind of bear flag-esque. And I'm not truly buying it just yet. I'm really not. And I can see the squiggle and just still continue down and hit a target of 49K. So, close a 3-day candle above 72K. That's when I'll believe this is really happening. It does have some Adam and Eve vibes on it when I looked at it just now. See it? And look at it on the daily too. Even the 2-day chart really kind of gives it. It's like a blocky Adam and Eve, but it's an Adam and Eve. You would buy here with a stop below this wick, and it would suggest you would make it through the gap. Back up to 87. Bitcoin hits 87K, the world's going to freak out. Because then people are going to start thinking, dang, man, what was I thinking? And what happens to Bitcoin is it gets too high, and the people that said they were going to buy low freak out, and they start buying. And it gets what we call, I don't like to say it, I think it's blasphemous, because nothing compares to God, so I can't say it. But it creates a massive candle that people just whoa, like one of the biggest candles you've ever seen. I mean, God is great, the candle is huge, but I just, you know what I mean? Anyone else feel funny saying that, if you know what I'm saying? And I've seen this for Bitcoin every single time that it's bottomed. It sits in fear for so long, and it looks like it's going to go lower. It looks like garbage. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone that has anything to say about it says it's horrible. Peter Schiff, the news, boom, 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 you know, doom and gloom going to zero. Massive whales selling. You have guys that get out. One guy gets out. You know, he had like, I don't know, $500 million. He sold at like 69,000, right? And you're like, whoa, the thing is, yeah, he could have had more, but he got in at like, you know, $50, maybe 100. You know what I mean? He was up huge. But like the key is to always keep some Bitcoin for your kids, no matter how much you sell. I believe if you ever have to, for me, if I ever have to sell Bitcoin, I hope to only ever sell 10 to 20% of it. I hope to keep 80% of it for after my lifetime. Yeah, I hope to sell also to be able to work. You know, I could work so hard that I could make money off my own work. Of my human energy is strong, right? So I know my human energy is so strong that I should never have to sell my Bitcoin for any reason, because my human energy is going to create abundance for me. My relationship with God, my high frequency, and my manifestation powers, and how I bring realities in towards my life that I'm looking for. Like, for me, like, I shouldn't have to sell BTC. You know, to me, it's almost like if I have to sell Bitcoin, there's a weakness there. Like I'm not producing enough. I'm not working hard enough. Something's wrong in my equation. That could be me though, and I'm hard on myself. That's how I talk to myself. That's not how you have to talk to yourself. Maybe you got in earlier. You don't have, you know, you don't, it's not the same for you. And you're like, well, I'm going to take some profit, Sam. I got in at $300 and I'm up 10 mil. I'm taking a couple mil off the table, right? Someone said, I only trade Bitcoin to print USDT to buy more Bitcoin. 100%, man. 100%. Yeah. I'm from religious spirit, no fear. God made everything. It's giving him credit, in my opinion. Amen. Okay. Yeah, I wonder how that works. So much bigger than a candle, right? So that's how I feel about it. Let's take a look at the daily. And so for me, the daily, really, the thing that makes the most sense is we're in this kind of rising wedge, I guess you could say here. And we broke back inside. Kind of, you know, you got a higher low there too. I mean, that's a low, higher low, higher low. You double bottom right here for sure. The measured move of the double bottom could be somewhere up into here. This high volume node at 78.75. And I mean, you got to back above. You really fought to stay above this area. I mean, it was tough. That was a crazy retest. They really wanted to see how low they could get it. Couldn't get it past this low here at 60,000. Is that going to hold? Is the question. One would say this is your new pattern, right? And it's just a bear flag. Nothing special. You're going to come up and down, and then it's still going to roll over. Don't get too excited. Okay. I like this idea that, remember, we were in this trend line, if you remember. We made this flag, and I kept saying how important this trend line was. And I don't know why I said it, because I usually don't do it like that, like past the actual pattern. But I kept saying, everyone, as long as we can hold this line, I'm bullish here. And that's what kind of got me to long on Sunday night, right? And that's why if you took my long on Sunday night on the 4-hour time frame, we took this candle right here, which you're still in the money right now. Still in the money if you took that long. I ended up selling and taking another long and selling that one. I sold twice already in this move, all right? We identified the bottom, and I already was able to sell, okay? I can teach you that. I'm not bragging. I can teach you all that. We can do it together. Don't worry. I'm not throwing it in your face saying, I'm showing you we can do it together. All right, we'll do it even today a little bit. You can get excited here. So now we're going to flip all the moving averages. So like, where are we? Like, what's happening right now? And like, that's kind of like hasn't been that easy for me personally even to figure out. So what I'm doing now is I'm really looking at like the 4-hour time frame. Clearly have this kind of trend line forming. Did we break it and get back inside? Is this it? Questionable behavior already, right? Like but for me, you got to get, right here, you're still below it. Okay. So you're on this right now for me. Like, this is it for whatever, for all intensive purposes. And yeah, you could still just be inside some type of bear flag here. That's eventually going to dump. I think that's how you realistically have to look at this. If you don't, you know what I mean? This makes the most sense to me. It just, what we have to go on at the present moment. These two touches here, these two touches here. Trend. Call it a day. I do like the fact that we had this top trend line here. We're back above it. I could see how we were going to bounce off this, This helped me call the falling wedge, helped me call the move. And now the 4 hour is getting across of the 200. I'm going to figure this out. I know it's weird. Like, I like to be confused in front of you because I'm going to get to a place where I see something that I haven't seen before, and that's when the magic happens. I mean, eventually we're going to get too far from the 200, the 21 on the 4 hour, right? And eventually this is going to be a trend line. And even though this doesn't have a touch yet, it's likely somewhere between here. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. I usually don't do that. That's very, But like, this would be ideal, right? Something like this. It could even be a little sharper. That would be really key. We'd come to the 21, another little flag, we'd break out, we continue, and then this actually would be our way on out of here to 79.80K. Could even break out, retest this area, continue to rip. So this is kind of my new projection here. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to happen, but this is something that I'm starting to see. Another thing is the 2 hour is pretty awesome. The 2 hour looked really good to me last night. It was forming a flag above the 21. I said, man, the 2 hour was the main reason why I got into the trade last night. I said, man, the 2 hour looks good. Said I never really seen the 2 hour look like this, but that's a. And I flip between the 2 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and I really kind of get my bearings there. This would be beautiful. If this is our kind of high for the moment, we start to retrace a little bit. We get, you know what I mean? Because if you just keep pumping, it's like, it's you got to chase. And I'm not into that. So it's like, I'd like to get a nice, calm, steady sideways price action here. Let's get a tweezer top of the 1 hour cooking. Let's get pulled back to the 21. This does look like it has strength to run though. This is my ideal, beautiful plan, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. 15-minute looks interesting. We may have to be on the smaller time frame today. So that's a projection on the 1 hour there. And I make the most sense out of what I'm seeing on the daily and the 4. Like, this may erupt. Let me get this kind of steadied up. Yeah, so I already have this kind of waiting. Here's your 21's pushing up now. Everything's kind of doing what it should be doing. This is give you a 73.8 now. And you just need to use price action. You don't have to get every single piece of the move. Like today, there's no woulda, shoulda, coulda just because. I already sold. I was happy. Fine, I went up another 1,000. So be it. I got in last night. I sold this morning. Walk away. If I was getting married today, would I really, you know what I mean? Or it was today's like, a great day. I love my kids. I'm not, but like, what if today was such a huge day that like, you wouldn't remember your trade? And every day should feel like that, honestly. And 2 points I'm making. We shouldn't be getting married to feel amazing. But you know what I mean? Like something monumental in your life, like you wouldn't even like, oh, Bitcoin went up another $1,000. Like, so you remind yourself like that on a regular day that seems boring, a rainy, dreary day. You're sitting at home and you're, dang, I should have gotten more out of that trade. Remember how much you wouldn't have cared about that on a day. Like what if you're out fishing with your buddies? It was the fishing trip you put together for a year. And you're out there, you sold the trade, then you jumped on out. And you went and saw the Bitcoin went up 1,000. You think, oh, well. If for the rest of the day you were upset on your fishing trip because you could have got $1,000 more out of that trade, then you've missed the point. This would be a nice risk-to-reward ratio right there. And it looks like it could really launch. Gold continuing to pump. Bitcoin getting into the globby yellow here. wanting to get pulled up to 72 and to $74,000. 71.5 for Bitcoin, getting a little bit of a push here. Second I look, it's like I look at the candles and they start to move. It's like, what the? Candle voodoo over here. Give me a break, huh? Let me get a chance to get in before you start the moon. I like what I'm seeing here for BTC, all this idea. Who's live trading with me right now, feeling it, loving it? Got me in the background, you're doing your thing, you're grinding, and you're banging on them. Who made the gold trade with the lifer in the trading group? And remember, I'm not giving we're not trading 1,000 alts like we used to. We're making 4 or 5 trades a week. Bitcoin, 4-hour time frame last night, nailed it. Bitcoin, 4-hour time frame the night before, nailed it. Could have been in the trade all the way, nailed it. Gold, nailed it. Oil, nailed it. We gave you beautiful entries for all of these things. Before they were big too, before everyone was trading oil, I gave you the oil call. I'm not trying to, it is what it is. And I'm not a genius, it was simple. I could see that the Strait of Hormuz, there was talks of the war happening. Looked like something was about to go down. And so before they even started, I said, the actual chart said it was going to pump. So show me the charts and I'll show you the news. And it was kind of sad. I don't know if anyone saw me, but I said oil looks like it's going to go up. So that tells me they're going to do something to Iran. Remember that? And we were able to predict the future. And everyone's like, well, Sam's a future predictor then, right? No. It's really that great. Like the charts are that amazing. Oil needs to dump under 80. It will. It'll resurrect. Because you know why? The world doesn't work at $120 to $140 a barrel. Like nothing moves. Nobody can do anything. You can't pay anyone. You can't do anything. So it doesn't work. So it can't be there forever because they can't even sell it at that point. You have to remember, economies have to work because, like if you put ice cream cones for $30 in a middle-class neighborhood, no, you're going to go out of business. No one could buy one, but if you lower the price to $5 a cone, you can make something happen, right? So, you can't outprice your your clientele is what I'm saying. Very important. That's a huge lesson in business, too. Like, people get above on their britches. They forget what made them where they are as a business. Start overcharging immediately once they feel like their brand has been established. That's not how it works. You start giving back to the customer once you've been established. Now you have more footing. Now you have a way to help the customer more than you ever could. Now you do, as many things as you can. Strategies, coupons, ideas, ways for the customer to interact with your brand so they can get something back. Help you grow while they learn, while they get something. That's really the true organic strategy to growth, right? Just entered Discord sub today. Made it back on Bitcoin already. We're in the Discord while I found the calls. Looking for a potential entry on the gold short. In my ideas here, my Bitcoin gold and idea, right here. Life charts, lifer charts and videos. Lifer altcoins, Lev scalps, small time frame. Elite lifer charts. Those are what you want to be paying attention to. Okay. So far, we're watching a 5-minute flag here for Bitcoin. So we took you from the daily all the way back down, well, for the monthly, really. And again, you have to look at it like it could just be a bear flag taking us down. Nothing crazy. Right? But there is some chance, some way out here. This is wacky, but... And again, every time I go in a bigger or smaller time frame, it looks different. You almost have to do it differently on this one. But you got yourself a trend line brewing and a higher low. You got yourself a higher high. You got some type of channel going. Could still right shoulder you. Like, it's not over yet here, folks. We got to stay above the 200. 21 has to come connect. I'm really looking for something like this here. A pullback would be sweet. But Sam, you have a scalp of the 5. I'm just watching it. This could topple over any time. Double top. I'm not saying I'm getting in right now. I'm just paying attention. If it goes, this looks like how it could go, though. I wonder if it's this tight. And I have no chance. Today has been it's going to go every time I talk about it. I'm the trader who never trades. And then I'll take one trade and they'll hit me on it. That's the thing. The guy, I'd never seen him take a trade. He's like, make $9,000 real quick on this move. Let's go. No, I'm not loving the move just yet. I'm sitting in perpetuity, waiting. Look, there's a bit of a double top on the 1 minute. Thank God I just glanced at that. See? And what I really want to see is I desire to see the 1 hour kind of hang out here and make a flag. That's what I want to see. Stay above the 200, consolidate beautifully. Keep the 4 hour above the 200. Everything kind of in plan, in motion. That's what I want to see, personally. That's like the key. So, come on down, baby. If, now the short is back to the 21-day moving average. And if you have some guts in now, you short the candle body just like you long the candle body. I have seen them wick this up a lot of times, though, then make another one of these, then dump the price. But for the most part, this idea is you're going to come back to the 21 now. You could make a shoulder, head, and shoulder. I'm going to let the price action tell me what to do. All I know is I already took profits. Okay? So this is the trade I gave here on the 4 hour time frame last night at 8:49 p.m. See where the candle was and where we were, right? And if you look, that was right here. If we go back in time, that was right there. Right here where I gave the trade. And you can clearly see how you'd be up in the trade. Crazy wick there, but you'd be up nice right now. Still, you'd be in the trade for no reason, You could probably continue to ride it. Once we break a 4 hour 200, it could become one of the biggest moves in history that continues to go. So, I took profits twice. First trade here I was in, I took profits around here. Second trade I got in, took profits around there. So, that's what I did. I got to live with it. It is what it is, right? Strategy acquired over $1 billion in Bitcoin last week, right? Crazy too. Bitcoin eyes upside as buy volume surges in Binance. USDT reserve hits 4.77 billion. There's so much tether on the sidelines, folks. Bitcoin just clawed its way back above 70K, and suddenly the market mode looks like a little less gloomy. Not euphoric, not yet, but the data flashing across the trashing dashboard suggests something interesting is brewing beneath the surface. On the daily chart, buy pressure has quietly started to dominate. Buy volume currently sits around 84 million, comfortably ahead of sell volume near 59 million. That imbalance may not look dramatic at first glance, but in crypto markets, it often hints that buyers are slowly regaining control after a period of weakness. And momentum begins shifting like that, things could move fast. Don't get too euphoric here, but it's something starting to brew. Look, little double top there on the 1 minute. Cat ears, baby, cat ears. That could be your entry for short there. Stop loss above this cat ear, right? I don't do that. I usually don't do that, especially if I'm up on the day. It's rare for me to short, but I just wait for the next big long. Because then I can focus on teaching, running the Discord, doing my thing. But if you want to short, you short back to the 21. Stop loss above this wick. You could use the 1 minute cat ears to also identify the same symbol and idea there. That does coincide, just like a long. You wait for a bearish symbol on the 1 hour, you zoom into the 1 minute. If you see a double bottom, you take the long. Same strategy. Okay? So yeah, it looks like the daily run was over. 71.5, simple, psychological support of resistance. People took profits. It is what it is, folks. And that's why, what's funny is sometimes I take profits, it keeps pumping, and then later on that day I see it below where I sold, and I'm always like, for some reason I feel like a little better, but it shouldn't matter, you know what I mean? It really shouldn't, and you shouldn't focus on that too aggressively. You want to give yourself a chance, give yourself a moment, give yourself a thought. Shout out to the 1,300 beautiful souls here on the live, one of the biggest live streams in the game, baby. I watch a lot of live streams, man. I haven't been seeing numbers like this, so God bless you guys in the bear market. 1,300 beautiful souls here on the live. Jump on in, go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. Hang out with the Lifer. I did spike my hair today. I let it kind of do something funny. Hey, Sammy. Wait, let me see my hair. I didn't really pay attention to what I was doing over there. Trying to look young. I'm going for the young Sam look, you know? I'm not an old man. I'm a young buck. Look, no glasses. I look real young. Can I do the show with no glasses? Look like an old man when I don't use my glasses now, man. Dang. Man. We've been doing this show for so long, folks. I can't believe it every single day. I'm so blessed. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here with everybody, to live in the present moment, to breathe this air. Thank you for all the beautiful prophets you sent our way and everyone in the Bible and the book to read. I'll write about the book of Daniel. Thank you so much. What a blessing. Save him from the lions. Like, it just what a blessing, man, to be alive on this wonderful day. I just want to say thank you and have gratitude. They try to trick you, man. They try to blind you. They try to send so much information your way that you can't find the truth. All you need to do is go into nature, take a deep breath, and you'll feel what gratitude means. You can feel gratitude. You can build on it. It's there all the time, folks. Don't let them twist you. Don't let them change you. Find your way. Trading, you need to find this in your trades because you need to be balanced when you trade so you can trade right. You can be on the right side of the trade. You can handle the opposition. You can handle the ups and downs. It'll make sense to you. Right? Look, I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. This thing could bounce and go strong. Bookmap is really saying 74,000 is coming, so it almost tells me that that's going to come no matter what. Could be the aggressive entry right there with stop below this support and resistance, almost like a double area. That's aggressive. But the 21 is above the 200 moving average. That's a 7-to-1 risk-reward ratio. You get a 2.2 if you get, and you do get below the 200 there. You can guide yourself below right there. You're still at a 4-to-1. Interesting. The numbers are fuzzy to me, and it's hard for me to see, but if I squint, it's like with the lighting too. These help block lighting. It's not my eyesight, it's the lighting, you know what I mean? These help the lighting, so like I see better, you know. Yeah, sure, Sammy. You old bag, bro. Nah. I turned 43 in a couple weeks, man. I can't believe it. Not a couple weeks. I guess 4 weeks. 29 days over here. 30 days, actually. Hey, I got a bit. I got some time, huh? Love this track. This track keeps it moving. Track gets you going. See how I'm always setting up my entry beforehand? I'm waiting for my entry. I'm looking at it. I'm paying attention. I'm fine-tuning. I'm dialing in. Want to make sure it's right. No reason to go all in if it ain't right. I like this 21 above the 200. I like this support of resistance. I don't like the 1 hour being away from the 21. Not too bad, though. It looks like it could go up one more time and then come down. Looks like there's room for some shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Wow, the 1 minute is in the model. The 1 minute says go all in. You're good to go. It's Tuesday morning and you're in the model, Sammy. Take it, baby. Take it. $277. I'd still be up $500 if I lost. That ain't a bad trade, right? Make another 1,900 if we hit, too. The risk reward is beautiful here. It's almost a 4-to-1. It is a 4-to-1 right now. Then you get greedy. Like, can I get it a little lower? So I can get it even like, that's what happens. And then you miss it when it bounces. Isn't that crazy? Because you're like, well, now I can get a 7-to-1. Like, now it's a 5-to-1, you know? But you can't buy things that aren't confirmed either, you know? Like, look, that's a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And I was even just saying to short this a second ago, right? Like, Sam, you just said to short. I'm playing price action, man. I'm not trying to tell you I know what's going to happen right now. I'm the trader just watching. It could go either way right now. I know how to trade this, though. Like, my brain will see confirmation, and I'll take it. I know it doesn't make sense. But that's why you want to watch a trader trade. You don't want to really, like... Don't ask me what's going to happen. Watch me trade. If that makes sense, I don't know if it does, but it should. Just got to let yourself feel the music, feel the vibe. Get going, baby. Keep it pushing all day long. Don't stop, can't stop, because we can't stop, baby. We can't, baby. Let's go. Sam Price experience, man. The Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Let's go. You've never seen anything like this in your life. The man can't even walk. Feels great. I can still battle 1,000 men with one hand behind my back. Let's go. For my honor. So let's see what could happen here. Got us hyped. Just the music got you hyped. Didn't say the trade was going on. No trade at all. Guys got music, good words. No trade at all. Nothing happening. Sam, there's no trade. Oh, you don't have a trade. I do. I got gold cooking. Man. And this is a longer. Yeah, we're going, baby. 119 to 190, though. I mean, pretty nice entry there for gold. And we gave you the macro technical analysis video, too. Sam, Danny, 244 is another prophecy that is going to be fulfilled very soon. Take a look at it. You'll enjoy it. Interesting. The kingdom is established by the God heaven, not through human effort, emphasizing an eternal, sovereign nature, eternal, indestructible, unlike earth empires that rise and fall. In the days of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, nor will it be left to another people. It will shatter all these kingdoms and bring them to an end, but will it itself stand forever. Daniel 2:44. And then Ricky Bobby throws $300 in super chats, which is insanity. So crazy, right? So now this is $200 for $2,000 if you hit this trade. And I'd still be up $400 for the day. So this is what I'm doing. I've been hitting for the day, then patiently waiting for the best risk to reward ratio I can find and going for it. Why is the stop loss way lower than I wanted it, though? Stop loss has to be there, like right there. That's not correct. So I messed up the trade right now. I actually have to get out because it's not right. I did something wrong. I didn't put the numbers in correctly. Or the numbers changed. Yeah, hold on. It's only up like $9 there. Yeah, hold on. Hold on 1 second. It's got to be right. You got to do it right. Otherwise, you'll be way off. Like, you got to be below the 200 moving average, in my humble opinion. And that makes it at a 6-1 still. So we're going to 74, 148. Because we know that's where the liquidity is. It's likely we're going to get there. We just want to see if we can get there before they stop hunt the world, right? So we got to find a place where most people are going to be too greedy to go, are going to be too greedy, and they're going to be above. We want to go underneath the greedy people. So everyone else is going to try to make bigger money because they're greedy. So if we try to make less money over time, the odds are we're going to win more than they are because they're going to be... The greedy people are the people that get kicked out of the market faster. You see what I'm saying? So just by prioritizing our greed, we hopefully will be able to win more trades. Also, the entry is very important. For the next 9 minutes here, we're going to sit and probably try to figure out what's happening. Sam Possible, head and shoulders of the 4 hour. Thanks, brother. Glad you're healing well. Thank you, man. Did my super chat ever go through? We're going to take a look at the super chats right now. Thank you for saying that. Just in case you never know. Circle Sammy, I'm about the bottom, waiting patiently for the next DCA. Interesting. Sam, can we see move possible forming an Adam and Eve? XEN is getting really tight, Sam. Big move soon. And then Ricky Bobby gives 3 super chats of $100 a piece, which is insane. Whoever's here contemplating to pay the $99 to join the trading group, he said, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you want to stop losing, join the group. My wife still believed in the lifer and this group. Amazing. I joined the group a week ago. I gained back all my losses and now in the green. Thank you, Lord, for Sam Price. Pay it forward. Philippians. I thought it was the Philippians, right? Maybe there's a... maybe you're right. Maybe it is the Philippians. It's written like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, the Philippians. Yeah. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Amen. Because Christ teaches you how to connect to God and how to connect to the world and how to love others, you know. Christ teaches you how to love others. He teaches you that when you're nice to others, you feel good. You free yourself from your own self. You are your own beauty. You can create energy inside of yourself. The kingdom is within, they say. He told you, right? That's important. Repeat that. Jesus taught you so much, man. His teachings are there to make you a better person, to make you feel better about life in general, to realize there's more people that believe in Jesus. And if they believe in Jesus, they believe in love, and they want to help you. You know what I'm saying? And there's good people out there. We start thinking that the world is full of black energy, dark matter, and horrible wickedness. But it's not. There are good people out there. See, folks, no trade right now. We're waiting. This looks like head and shoulder collapsing. So remember, I have two ideas in the back of my head. I'm watching the 1 hour, which should collapse. Look at this. That doesn't look good. That looks like that cat ear is just breaking down now. You almost have a descending triangle, right? That should take you further down. You got a double top, lower high, yeah. Does that mean the whole day is over? No, we had a great pump today. Things went good. Now we just want to see the 1 hour consolidate. It should take some time. And this is kind of how it's been happening. We pump at night. We get to the high during the live stream. And then I tell you we're going to sit there and watch price action go sideways until 6 at night. It's been going on for the last 3 to 4 days, man. I think it happened on Sunday all day. It happened on Monday. It happened. This is the third day in a row. And this is something I do a lot. And then there would be the perfect time to trade. When the 21's wrapped up, when you're above, when the 50's coming, about to, And if I see a preemptive golden cross, we usually end up here a week or two after the golden cross. I've seen it many, many times. So look, now we're basically getting closer to my sell zone where I sold already. So yeah, see, it happens, see? You just got to be able to, look, whatever you took out of this candle, be proud of yourself. As long as you didn't get liquidated, you didn't lose money. If you took money out this candle, be proud. You did something amazing today, So, and I know I jumped in and backed out of a trade, but hey, that's what I did. You can't do what you see somebody do. Never do what you see someone do on YouTube. You have to have your own plan, your own idea, your own, stick to it. This could still bounce, and we could get a massive pump to 70. I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I'm watching this very closely. There is a chance we get, 70. The 800s are very key for bouncing. I've seen it many times. 19,008, 21,008. 46,800. The 800s are just like, they're like magnets for bouncing price. Look, we bounced pretty right off the 800, see? I'm going to take the trade because the risk to ratio is just good. I can even go lower. I don't have to go even be that greedy about it. One hour doesn't look amazing. The price actions look sketch. 21 is curving down. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. That looks nice right there, right? That looks like a boom. I'm going to take the risk. I jumped into the trade there. It looks really nice on the 5-minute time frame on that 21. I got to say, that looks like it's going to launch. And that will add to the day. We'll end up with a nice fat win today. And I don't have to risk a lot. So I have to risk $200 to make it a $2,000 day. You see what I mean? I like it. Look, barely any drawdown. Already up $50 the second it opened. I want to find exact entries. Like, I don't want to wait. I want to know exactly when the price. Like, there's perfect entries. They exist. I'm a little too obsessed with them. I think that's what makes people like hard to understand me, because like this dude is going for the exact place it reverses. Not just like any place. The exact, like I want to be in green the second the chart moves. Like I don't want, I desire no drawdown. I studied this for years. I backtested it for years. I should get, not every trade should have no drawdown, but I say like 70% of my trades should have no drawdown. I should be able to get in at the point of entry, the flick of a finger, the flick of a bird, and again, it's the moving averages that help me do this with Support of resistance in conjunction with each other. They look, I mean, resistance here, nice flat line right there, and the white line. I mean, it comes together. Stochastics also low. And I also like to trade a flag above the 200, touching the 21. Like, so you can see how I'm just wrapping myself in technical analysis bacon. I don't eat bacon. I would eat beef bacon, but not pork bacon. Okay. I do like beef bacon. I don't have it that much, though. 74,000 is the target for Bitcoin. If we can get there, it would be amazing. My target right there is 74,148 on this chart. This flag would pump us to the upside. We would just emaciate the shorts. We'd get a mass pump to the upside, and it would be amazing. Shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Thank you for being absolutely amazing. It's just an amazing time to be here every single day. I've been so grateful. God has produced such an amazing group of people to come here. I don't know how we're keeping our viewership. I prayed to God, last night. This morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. having watched the book of Daniel the night before. And Solomon. I watched Solomon. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. 3,000 women. He lost his mind. Eventually, each woman he fell in love with so much, he stopped believing in his own God in a way. He got a bit lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you can have 1 or 2 to 3 wives if you have so much money and you see you're in an impoverished place and you think you could really step in and help these women and do right by them. Always be, and I get it. I mean, there's the other side of it all. Like, you're a man, but once you take care of that animal nature, there's, can you be there for them? Can you be awesome? Can you be a good dad to all of them? Can they all be equally happy? That's very hard for most men. It's going to be very expensive. And so, that's the whole idea. In the Muslim religion, everyone, you have more wives. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's great. But, in Solomon, it's like every time he wanted to bring his nation together, he would marry another woman. But, I mean, where did he put all the women? Did they all have bunk beds in a big room? Where did he put 700 of them? Where did they sleep? What did they do? And he had so many children, he would walk in and say, where are my kids? And there was 100, imagine having hundreds of children. Because he basically could bear, he was a baby factory, man. Every night he was having a child. Think about it. With 700 women, he could impregnate them all one night, a year. In 2 years, he could impregnate them basically all. And then by the first time he's done with the next batch, so maybe that's what it is. 700 is the perfect, because then he can just. It's just crazy. I'm just going over the facts. I'm not trying to be sexist here. I know this sounds insanely, masculine. But to the women out there, if the women are still, any women out there still listening to this insanity, yeah, strive to have one wife as long as you can. Amen, man. Amen. Yeah. Just make sure that you're funny. So far, so good on this trade. Is starting to go our way here. Already up half of what we risk, which is kind of crazy, right? You see what I mean? These are low. I'm trying to teach you low risk entries too. Solomon used to get yearly 600 talents of gold for offer. 1 talent of gold was 700 pounds. Imagine that. I'm still listening. Amazing. Yeah, so, and it just, it kind of got me to think, and ever since I hurt my leg, I've been watching and reading about the Bible, man. And, getting into the Old Testament, I find it fascinating. Like today, I'm going to spend some time with the Bible, man. There is some time of the day to spend with the Bible. Amazing, right? Your wife is like, where in the world is this conversion going? Yeah, she's probably not listening. That's the thing. Anyway, we want to see what can happen here if this could continue. All right. And remember, never worry about what anybody else says about your trades, what you're doing, or how you're doing it. You don't really have to answer to anybody. Right? Some days my trades are huge, some days they're not that big. It depends on the day, and it depends on how much I've already made that day, and it depends on the risk that I'm seeing. This could easily slop over, hit me off, and then I'm going to wait for the 1 hour to do its thing. All right? There's a chance I win this trade, but it's not guaranteed. Okay? Not by any means, shape, or form. So, shout out to everybody here. Thank you for being here. If you want to trade where I'm trading here live on Weeks, BTCC and MEXC. You can jump on in today to find out more of how to trade on those exchanges. Trading styles are like onions, opinions and donut. Maybe, yeah. You got to answer to the like button, baby, yeah. Yeah. All respect, but weren't you practicing Islam last year? When Jesus came to his death on the cross, replaced the Old Testament with the New. Amen. I'm going to get it 2 more. Oh, you're funny, man. Only. My wife just celebrated 24 years last Tuesday. God bless you, man. We're 20 years last year. Yeah, we met in 05, man. Me and my wife have been together for 20 years. God bless your 25-year reunion, man. God bless you, bro. So I sign off with this last idea here. Gold trade continuing to go. Bitcoin scalp, okay. We'll see where it goes. I'll keep you updated. And, yeah. And I'm long the monthly, too, just so you know. On the bigger time frames. We'll see where that goes as well. Influence is always pushing exchanges. Hey, it's just what I use. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, you could go, people are going to trade wherever they want. But if you hit this link and something happens to you, I can say, hey, what's your user ID? What's your email? And I can write to support my team. We also a lot of times have someone in my Discord that is an exchange rep that you can talk to immediately, and you can say, hey, this happened. And so they can escalate things, they can get it done. So by being underneath my links, you're just like going to have a better experience. And you're not going to be like someone that can't get listened to. No one's going to, and if anything ever happens, God forbid, I think you'd be safer under these links than anywhere else. So I'm just trying to do you guys a favor when I put out exchange-based links. And they help me as well, of course. I'm not saying they don't. But it's a really good, to me, it's a two-way business that goes very well. So, yeah. And it's just what I use. It's just what I use. Looks like that trade, I don't know, that trade doesn't look amazing. Wow, like Circle blasted to the upside off of the divergence the last few days. Amazing. Look at that. Just kept ripping. I mean, it made a really nice bull div, right? That's the power of bullish divergence. It's like, especially on a bigger time frame, you buy and then you walk away and you come back weeks later. Like that's these are my trades, man. Look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder, done. I love how you can see it right there. Now the deal is getting extended. You've gotten past this resistance. You got another chunk of resistance here. It looks like you'll hang out here if you're lucky and recapture that 21 at one point. You may have to come back to it. I'm not exactly sure, but this is where I would start to think of taking some profits, or if I was in long term, just be happy I was still in and let it cook for another 5-6 months, man. You got so many new user bonuses with BTCC. It covers for fees for probably months. Thank you for saying that. Very nice of saying that, man. Yeah. So he's happy. He's telling you about a really good user experience there. Ooh, down 46. Said, see, now it looks kind of not, it doesn't look like it's going to do what I want it to do. 1 minute has to keep the 200 moving average. You see? Like, you got to see this get tight and hold. It's got to bounce there pretty, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I like the risk that I put out there from what I'm already made, and I like it. Like, I could use some of what I made to stay in, to see what can happen and to stay inside the excitement. Looking for that move to 73,229, though. Set it live for Jesus loves you all. Hope the Achilles is healing. Thank you so much, man. God bless you, brother. Yeah. Okay, can you take a look at Tesla? Let's take a look at Tesla from Taylor Murphy Lifts. Thank you so much. And shout out to all the beautiful super chats out there today. We'll take a look at XCN and Move, too, as well. Let's take a look. It looks like you're going to come down on the 1 hour. I should leave the 1 minute alone. I see that it's getting tight. It looks like it's kind of double bottoming, too. crazy, man, how this thing just, you know, I thought that was in this tight flag, getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Felt like there was just going to be an explosive move. We're all going to get paid, man. The market did not agree with the altcoins. XEN still seems to get some legs up, but I mean, you know, I still hold some XEN. I hold this coin to declare. Seems like it's bottom down there. I don't know, though. I can't. Altcoins are so speculative at this point, and I'm not sure which ones are going to get the pump or not. Like right now, I'm watching like Kite because I'm watching the coins that actually have some good TA. Besides that, I don't really have a number on it. This looks like it could start to do, you know. Funny, I see mixed signals but that's why I just trade what I see. Keep your stop below the 200. Go for it. Be a bot. Don't think if you're going to win or lose. Just do what you do. I trade the 21 above the 200. It pays out a lot, so we'll see. And once I get back into the swing of things, my position sizes are going to go up again, back to where they were. I'm just getting off of painkillers. My life has been turned upside down. And it's funny for me. I look back, I'm like, man, why I'm trading so small? I'm like, because you're just getting back into the swing, man. You don't got to prove anything to anybody. You got a long haul ahead of you. You want to make sure you get in right. You don't want to mess things up right when you get back, And I never really left. I've been trading the whole time, but I feel like even though I've been trading, my mind hasn't been there. Like, I've missed some key trades that would have been bigger and I could have made way more money. And fine, whatever. I don't want to say that. I got to be grateful. I'm grateful for my recovery. It's going well. I'm grateful for there was no infection. Thank the Lord. I'm grateful that the doctor was an awesome guy. Seems like someone I could trust and believe in. I'm grateful in the team. I'm grateful in all the help from my wife and my 3 daughters. They've been very nice and very helpful to me. And so things have been awesome. And I see that they're going to continue to go awesome for me. Just because I hurt my Achilles tendon doesn't mean my life is going down the tubes. And you guys keep coming to the stream and making the stream popping is really getting me going. Like seeing 1,300 people here on the stream today, it gets me so euphoric that like I can easily get over my Achilles heel. So I'm so excited that we're growing every day, we're pushing every day, and that the channel is continuing to go the way it's going to go, man. I'm excited. Please hit the subscribe button, though. It's very important. We need as many people to subscribe as humanly possible. It means the world to me and to the team. We work very hard every single day to produce the show. So thank you. So I'm still long. I'm looking for this flag to break out to 73, 74K. Bookmap suggests we're going there. Stay true to the group. We'll see you guys around. Let's take a look at Tesla and move. I think Tesla is a screaming buy right here. I think this is like a last chance to get in before they print money. And then not only are they going to print money, so they're going to put things of value up, but this thing has promise. Robo-taxis, robots, like they're going to start, you know what I mean? Who knows what more is coming your way. And you could put a stop below the 200. They're touching the dailies on the 200, which is discount pricing. I believe this is kind of some of the last chances to buy Tesla for a double up to 800. My only problem is it Bitcoin or Tesla? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't buy a lot of Tesla because I buy a lot more Bitcoin. I almost wonder why diversify? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? I want to have real money. I don't want something that's, you know what I mean? But Tesla looks good to me right now. Screaming buy on my radar. Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it, man. Yeah. Yep. And it's as simple as it is. You don't really have to be a genius there. You know, I'll put my numbers up so people can see. I think this is what makes it a little, without the numbers, right? People don't get it. So entry anywhere here, $400, right? First resistance will be above 5 and then pretty much starts to rally. And then 302 is just your low area. Stop losses anywhere below 400. This one's at 359. You know, you got to figure that out for yourself. The risk reward ratio is 10-1 on that trade. Again, you could put the stop down here and it'd be a 3-1. It depends on how you want to trade it. I like that. It's a 4-1. So but I see that as a buy right now for sure. Yeah. Spot on, man. Thank you. And amazing, too, is the show is now going later, I guess, because of daylight savings time. All right, people are jumping in now. I see what's happening. I guess it's good and bad because what it does, it gives us a broader audience over time. So I'm going to take it as a positive, and I never looked at it that way. You know what I mean? Because it spreads out when I'm live. So. Anyway, I'm out of here for the day, everyone. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for kicking it with the lifers. We love you. And I'm just excited to be with each and every one of you every single day. It was a blessed day. Good day of trading. We'll see what happens. This could easily dump or pump. Just watch it to see what happens. If it does dump, we go back and we just trade the 1 hour. But so far, it is above the 200. It is above the 200, touch of the 21 in consolidation. I can't say no to that on a Tuesday. I mean, that's my dream setup. So I'm in. We'll see what happens. Stay fresh, stay amazing, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I got to go back into my layer here and do some cool stuff here. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being amazing. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. May God be with you. May you stay fresh and amazing. Keep pushing. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You get nothing if you don't keep pushing. I would not be the Crypto Lifer. We would not have 100,000 subs if we didn't keep going. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you to all the people that jumped on it and made this possible. Shout out to YouTube, Google, the algo, and everything, man. I'm so excited that we're here every single day. I can't wait to be here tomorrow. May God bless each and every one of you. We went a little overtime today because, hey, I show you that we don't stop, baby. We don't stop. I love you guys. Thank you so much. The trading group, we keep winning. Another day of gains. If you kept going the way we're going and stayed disciplined, I'll keep feeding them gains, baby. Shout out to everybody. The secret to success, you know what it is? It's getting started, baby. You can, you will. You are the best. I love you. You've got this. God will bless you the way he did me. Don't hate. Be great, baby. Wait, that's not the... Wait, it's... I love y'all. Have a great day. Be safe. I'm out.